Yesterday's session we discussed what is a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a supposition or assumption or proposed explanation made on the basis of limited evidence as a starting point for the further investigation. So we discussed that it is an assumption. Before we start any research, we have this type of assumptions, and these assumptions are the starting point for our further research. Then we discussed the qualities of a good hypothesis. Then we also discussed what is a directional hypothesis. Directional hypothesis, that means it predicts the direction of the relationship between the independent and dependent variable. We took one example also, that high quality of nursing education will lead to high quality of nursing practice skills. So that means here the direction of relationship is being seen in this example. Therefore, it is called as directional hypothesis. Another type of hypothesis we discussed was non-directional hypothesis. So this non-directional hypothesis also predicts the relationship between the independent and dependent variable. However, it does not specify the direction of their relationship. So we took one example here, that is a teacher-student relationship influence the student's learning. So here it is saying that it is influencing the dependent variable student's learning. However, the direction is not being specified. Therefore, we call it as a non-directional hypothesis. So was it clear to you all till this?
Yes, sir.
So now we will go ahead.
Yes,
and
sir.
Okay. So now we'll go ahead and we'll discuss what is null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis is always represented by H0. H0 means it is a null hypothesis. So null hypothesis is often an initial claim that researchers specify using previous research or knowledge. On our previous knowledge or previous research, we have a certain initial claim. We call it as a null hypothesis. It is represented by H0. There is another type of hypothesis, that is alternative hypothesis, which is denoted by the symbol H1. So alternative hypothesis states that the population parameter is different than the value of population parameter in the null hypothesis. So it is opposite to null hypothesis. So whatever null hypothesis is stating, alternative hypothesis states that it is just opposite to null hypothesis. The parameter which we are considering in alternative hypothesis is different than the value which is being proposed in the null hypothesis. Again, the alternative hypothesis is what you might believe to be true or hope to prove true. So whatever hypothesis we have or assumption we have, which we want to prove, that is being stated in alternative hypothesis. The alternative hypothesis is that which we believe to be true or hope to prove true. We'll go further so that you will understand it more better. So null hypothesis, usually null hypothesis statement of no effect or no difference. Null hypothesis will always say that there is no difference or no relationship between the two variables. Wherever in any research we have two variables, independent variable and dependent variable, the null hypothesis will state that there is no relationship between these two variables. And the statement which we want to prove, that is the alternative hypothesis, will state that there is a relationship. Alternative hypothesis, that statement you want to be able to conclude is true. So alternative hypothesis will state that there is a relationship between the two variables. We'll take one example so that you will be more clear about this. Here is one example of null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Here the null hypothesis states that there is no significance between attendance in the class and students' performance in the examination. And there is one alternative hypothesis, that is there is a significant difference between attendance in class and students' performance in the examination. So null hypothesis state that there is no relationship between attendance in the class and students' performance in the examination. However, the alternative hypothesis states that there is a relationship between the attendance in the class and students' performance in the examination. Now, who will tell me in this example which is the independent variable and which is the dependent variable? Which is dependent variable and which is independent variable in this example? Who will tell? Simran?
Attendance in class is a dependent variable, and performance of student may be independent.
No, you just told the opposite.
Okay, okay. And it would be attendance in class would be independent and performance would be dependent.
Correct. So that means in this example, students' performance in the examination is the dependent variable and attendance in the class is the independent variable. So in this particular example, we are looking at the effect of attendance in the class on the dependent variable. Are you getting now?
Yes, sir.
So always this null hypothesis will say that there is no difference or there is no relationship between these two variables, attendance in the class and students' performance in the examination. An alternative hypothesis is there which will state that there is a difference or there is a relationship between the attendance in the class and the students' performance. So we want to prove alternative hypothesis. In any research, what we have to do is we want to prove the alternative hypothesis, and to prove that alternative hypothesis, we always have to reject the null hypothesis. Null hypothesis should be rejected so that we can prove that as this null hypothesis is rejected, the alternative hypothesis is true. Are you getting this point? Namrata,
Yes,
Soji?
sir.
So
Yes,
if
sir.
you want to prove that there is a difference between there is a relationship between this attendance in the class and students' performance in the examination, we have to disprove this statement that there is no relationship between the attendance in the class and students' performance in the examination. So if we reject null hypothesis, then only we can say that our alternative hypothesis is true. Are you getting now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So usually this null hypothesis will be a statement of no effect or no difference. Null hypothesis will say that there is no relationship between the variables. And alternative hypothesis is the statement which will say that there is a difference or there is a relationship between these two variables. And this alternative hypothesis is the one statement which we want to conclude that it is a true. And to conclude that it is true, we'll have to reject the null hypothesis so that we can say that as the null hypothesis is rejected, our alternative hypothesis is true. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
So now we'll go towards the concept of hypothesis testing. We'll understand what is hypothesis testing, how it is done, the procedure of hypothesis testing that we'll discuss. The concept of hypothesis testing states that the theory, methods, and practice of testing a hypothesis are done by comparing it with the null hypothesis. This we have discussed just now, that the theory, methods, and practice of testing a hypothesis are done by comparing it with the null hypothesis. So in hypothesis testing, what we do is we test the hypothesis by comparing the alternate hypothesis with null hypothesis. A hypothesis test is a statistical test that is used to determine whether there is enough evidence in a sample of data to infer that a certain condition is true for the entire population. So whatever sample we have drawn from the particular population, we have to collect data from which we can infer that the evidence against the null hypothesis, the evidence to disprove that null hypothesis is sufficient. So we have to gather information from the sample data so that we can disprove or we can reject the null hypothesis. Are you getting it, or you want me to discuss it again?
No, sir.
You are getting. So whenever we
Yes,
are
sir.
doing any hypothesis test, that means what we do is we collect the data from the sample and sufficient evidence we collect from the sample data so that we can infer or we can conclude that certain condition is true and the null hypothesis is disproved or null hypothesis is not true. So to disprove that null hypothesis and accept that alternative hypothesis, we need to collect data from the sample which we have chosen from the population. The data should be sufficient enough to prove that the null hypothesis is not true or it is false, so that we can say that the alternative hypothesis is true. A hypothesis test examines two opposing hypotheses about the population. So hypothesis testing, what we do is we examine two opposing hypotheses. One is null hypothesis and another is alternate hypothesis. These are two opposing hypotheses. So the null hypothesis will say that there is no relationship between the variables, and the opposing hypothesis, that is alternative hypothesis, will say that there is a relationship between these variables. The null hypothesis is the statement being tested. So in hypothesis testing, what we do is we test the null hypothesis. We gather the data or evidence from the sample population so that we can disprove or we can reject that null hypothesis. We test the null hypothesis and we try to prove that or try to produce the evidence that the null hypothesis is not true, so that we can say that the alternative hypothesis, that is the hypothesis which is saying that there is a relationship, can be proven true. Are you getting till this? Is this theory behind hypothesis testing is clear to you all, or you want me to discuss it once again? Shruti, Rohit.
Sir, clear.
Yes,
Sir, it's clear.
clear.
Yes, sir.
sir, clear.
For your better understanding, I will repeat it once more. So in any hypothesis testing, you will see that there are two hypotheses, that is one is null hypothesis and another is alternate hypothesis. The null hypothesis will state that there is no difference between the variables under the study, and the alternate hypothesis will say that there is a difference or there is a relationship between the two variables under the study. When we are doing any hypothesis testing, we make use of different methods, theories, and we collect the sufficient data from the sample population so that it becomes a sufficient evidence to disprove the null hypothesis. And once we are able to disprove that null hypothesis, we can say that as the null hypothesis is rejected, the alternate hypothesis is accepted. So we have to have sufficient data as a evidence which can disprove the null hypothesis. Are you now clear about this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall we go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So then there are few steps that we have to understand. 4 steps for hypothesis testing. There are 4 steps through which any hypothesis can be tested. The first step is for the analyst to state the 2 hypotheses so that only one can be right. So before we start any research, the first step for the researcher is to formulate the hypothesis. So in formulation of hypothesis, the analyst or the researcher will state 2 hypotheses. These 2 hypotheses will be opposing hypotheses, opposite to each other. One is null hypothesis and another is alternate hypothesis. The statement or the hypothesis which the researcher wants to prove is the alternate hypothesis, and to prove that he will have a null hypothesis which he needs to reject during this process of hypothesis testing. So the first step for any hypothesis testing is to state the 2 hypotheses so that one of the statements is right or which we want to prove that it is right. The second step is to formulate an analysis plan which outlines how the data will be evaluated. So whatever data we are collecting from the sample, the researcher needs to formulate an analysis plan. How the analysis will be carried out, which statistical tests are required to perform the analysis, that is being planned by the researcher. This is a second step. The third step is to carry out the plan and physically analyze the sample data. So whatever the data is collected from the sample, the researcher will carry out his plan, whatever as per his plans, whatever tests he has decided to carry out on that particular data. He will perform those statistical tests on that data. And the fourth and final step is to analyze the results and either accept or reject the null hypothesis. The last step in hypothesis testing is that the researcher will analyze or compare the data, and then if the data is sufficient to prove that the null hypothesis is rejected, he will either reject that null hypothesis, and if the evidence or data which has collected is not sufficient to prove that the null hypothesis is false, then he has to accept the null hypothesis. So on the basis of the findings or the results of data analysis on the basis of different statistical tests, he will conclude that the null hypothesis is accepted or rejected. So depending upon the evidence which is being found through the data analysis, if the data supports the null hypothesis, then the null hypothesis will be accepted. If we have sufficient evidence that says that the null hypothesis is false, then null hypothesis will be rejected. Is this procedure of hypothesis testing is understood to you all?
Yes, sir.
So we'll go ahead. We'll take examples. So here we have taken one example to propose two hypotheses for the following. Here is one example: level of worker output and closeness of worker supervision. So closeness of worker supervision, worker is being supervised closely, and level of worker output, these are the two variables given, and on the basis of this the question is that to propose hypothesis on the basis of these two variables. So from these two variables, here is one variable, that is level of worker output, another variable is closeness of worker supervision. So in this example, which is the dependent variable and which is the independent variable? Okay, take initiative, start, say, tell me what is independent and dependent variable in this example. Priti. Who will try?
Closeness of working, supervising, and independent variable.
Which one? Pallavi,
The
please.
Closeness of
Closeness of
workers supervision.
That is
Independent.
okay. And
the level of worker output is dependent.
correct. So in this example, you will see that the closeness of worker supervision is the independent variable, and the level of worker output is the dependent variable. So in this example, we want to see the effect of closeness of worker supervision on the level of workers output. So that is the effect of independent variable we want to see on the dependent variable. Okay, so who will answer this question? Hypothesis. Who will be able to formulate hypothesis based on this statement? A null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Who will try? Just now we took one example and we learned how to formulate null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Nikita, Parinita, can you try? Simran. Shubham is there? Shubham?
Yes, sir.
Can you please answer this? Can you formulate a hypothesis based on this example? Say something. If it is wrong, it is not a problem. Namrata? Who will try? Pallavi? Chaitali? Simran? Simran, can you try? Is it difficult? Shubham?
So, sir, can you please just solve first example and then second one we will do.
Achha, I gave you the first example in the initial talk. I have already given you one example. Okay, it's okay. What we'll do is I will tell you how to format this hypothesis on the basis of this example which we have taken. So in this example of level of worker output and closeness of worker supervision, as we want to study the relationship between these two variables, the null hypothesis will state that there is no significant difference between the level of worker output and the closeness of worker supervision. So that means this null hypothesis will say that there is no relationship or no difference between the level of worker output and closeness of worker supervision. And the alternative hypothesis will say that there is a significant difference between level of worker output and closeness of worker supervision. Isn't it? So null hypothesis will
Okay,
state
yes.
that there is no difference or there is no relationship between these two variables, and alternate hypothesis will say that there is a difference. There is a difference or there is a relationship between the level of worker output and closeness of worker supervision. Are you now getting?
Yes, sir.
So always this null hypothesis
Yes, sir.
will say that no effect or no difference or no relationship, and alternative hypothesis will say that there is a relationship or there is difference, and the alternative hypothesis is the one which we want to prove. So if we want to prove that in this example the closeness of worker supervision affects the level of worker output, or we want to say that the close relationship with level of worker output, they are related, then we have to put that statement that there is a relationship between these two variables in alternate hypothesis. So in this alternate hypothesis we have stated that there is a significant difference between the level of worker output and closeness of worker supervision. And null hypothesis we will state that there is no relationship or there is no difference between the level of worker output and closeness of worker supervision. Now clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So another example we'll take. This example actually we have discussed in the initial talk. So this example is about attendance in the class and students' performance in the examination. So in this example we have discussed that the dependent variable is students' performance in the examination, and independent variable is the attendance in the class. Attendance in the class is independent, whose effect we want to see on the dependent variable, or we want to say that the attendance in the class affects the students' performance in the examination, or they are related. So the null hypothesis on the basis of this example, which will state that there is no difference between the attendance in the class and student performance in the examination. This null hypothesis will say that there is no relationship between attendance in the class and the student performance. And alternative hypothesis will say that there is a significant difference or there is a relationship between the attendance in the class and the student's performance. This attendance in the class and student performance are related to each other. So in null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis, which one we put to the test?
Sir, alternative
Shubham? Shubham?
Alternative hypothesis.
Alternate hypothesis is the one which we want to prove, isn't it?
Okay.
Alternate hypothesis is the one which we want to prove, and to prove that, what we do is we test the null hypothesis. We collect sufficient evidence about null hypothesis that it is not true, and if we are able to do that, if we are able to produce enough evidence in the sample data, then we'll be able to prove that the null hypothesis is not true, and then automatically the alternate hypothesis will be accepted. As the null hypothesis is rejected, the alternate hypothesis will be accepted. Are you now clear about this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this, your unit number 2 is over. However, before we close, we'll just have a recap about what we have discussed in the today's class. We discussed the definition of hypothesis. We saw that hypothesis is a statement or it is an assumption, supposition, or proposed explanation which is made on the basis of limited evidence, and it acts as a starting point for the further research or further investigation. We discussed the different qualities of good hypothesis. We saw directional hypothesis, non-directional hypothesis. We also discussed other types of hypothesis, that is null hypothesis and the alternate hypothesis. Who will tell me how the null hypothesis is represented? Null hypothesis is represented by which symbol?
H0.
H0,
Sir,
correct.
H0.
H0. And alternate hypothesis?
H1.
H1, correct. So that means we have seen null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Null hypothesis is represented by H0, that it states that there is no difference or no relationship between the variables, and we represent the alternate hypothesis by H1, and that alternate hypothesis states that there is a difference or there is a relationship between the two variables. Then we discussed the concept of hypothesis testing, how that hypothesis is tested, and then we have discussed the 4 steps of the hypothesis testing process, how that hypothesis testing can be done, and we took few examples in which we discussed what is the dependent variable and independent variable, and how to formulate a null hypothesis and an alternative hypothesis based on that. Is it now clear till this hypothesis testing?
Yes, sir.
Do you have
Yes,
any
sir.
queries? Do you have any queries about what we have discussed today?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.